Well, now that you have purchased the whole video series and you have watched from start to finish, you have observed all of the steps that I mentioned originally before you purchased this video. So what I want to add to is, first of all, what's a Hobbit tunnel without a pipe? You gotta have a pipe with a celebration and beautiful glass of red wine to celebrate to your future project. Okay, so what I want to tell you is that when you do purchase this, you have purchased it now. What we're going to do is you're going to be on our email list, and anytime I make any other little detailed video, it's going to come right to you. You're going to have a special porthole that's going to go right to those people who purchased this video. So this series is not over yet, because if I ever decide to have a little talk about a particular item and we happen to be doing another structure and I get some better footage and better explanations on what that process was and the evolution of it, and maybe an example of a wider structure or a different configuration, you're going to get that as well. So this is not over for you yet, and I look forward to you reaching out to us at this point. You're going to have your engineered drawings with you of this layout, this structure, and remember, the way that engineering works, it can be applied to any structure, whether you use my high guard tunnel style or if you use a Quonset. Remember, those are just forms. Where the strength is in the shotcrete and the helix steel. That's where all your strength is, okay? And it's going to be engineered. You're going to see that. Your engineer is going to see that. You're going to see exactly how thick that has to be for 10 feet of earth on top, which you don't really have to go 10 feet down, because remember, if you go 10 feet down, you have to think out your whole entry and all that kind of stuff, okay? That's right now, I'm only really about 5 feet underground here. I'm on the side of a hill, which you've seen all that. So now you're going to go and pick, which I mentioned in the beginning of the whole video series, how important it is to pick your location so that you can sculpt the land right and you can have the look you want, okay? And if you look through our Viking Shelters videos on YouTube, you'll see some other configurations of how we entered the side of these structures. Some of them were a lot more like, private, where this one's more of a display of an entryway, where it's not trying to hide this structure. Okay, so there's other ways to do it to where you really don't see anything except the door, and it's just very tight. When you're walking down a little bit of this one's got kind of weeds growing, you kind of go around it and go in it. So there'll be lots of different things that we're going to add, and you can observe. I mean, each structure is going to be different. Now that you have the video, you have our engineered drawings, how it's all going to work. Now it's time to put together a plan, send us an email, and say, okay, I want to have this size structure. We'll work with you. We'll get you the parts you need. We'll coordinate. We'll cross-reference everything, making sure that you got what you got for your structure is correct, okay? And we'll go over it with you one more time. There's going to be a consultation video as well if you decide you need help doing this structure and you don't want to just use just what I've given you. A lot of people can take what I've given you, because I'm telling you one thing right now. This structure is super easy to build, and I'm not saying that lightly. Like it's like somebody saying, "Oh, it's really easy to find my house." Well, of course it is. You lived there for 20 years, right? But people always say that. And I say this is very easy to build, but in this case it is easy. There's only one or two really important steps, and you're not going to be doing the real hard ones, like for instance the concrete. You're not going to be doing the shotcrete. All that kind of stuff is going to be held by and done by the actual subcontractors, okay? So you don't have to worry about anything. Don't get all nervous about it. Your plumber's going to know how to put underground plumbing in for your structure. That's going to be known by those types of contractors, okay? Same goes for the electrical, bringing that in. So don't get too nervous about that. And then we're also, like I was mentioning, we're going to have another option for you to purchase, and that is when you're going to go spend like $100,000-$200,000 on a structure. You know, like this structure, probably you could probably do this yourself for 50 grand if you did all the stuff that I did, coordinated everything yourself. You know, like this, what the video is for. You're going to now go ahead and do it yourself, and you're going to save that other half of the money that you would pay normally if you hired me to come in there and do it and come to your location, or someone like me to run the whole project who's very savvy and knows a lot about these kind of things. He's going to end up charging by the hour to be there. He's going to be charging an overhead and profit, like some sort of a percentage. And a lot of companies as contractors charge about 25% of the whole job. You know, whatever it costs, they charge 25% on top to run the whole project. You know, some guys are as low as 15 to 25 is usually, and some people are even more, but just to give you an idea of how much money you're going to save by doing this thing yourself. Okay, so that's what you've already crossed the bridge. Now, there's going to be an option of having me more involved with your structure. We're going to have a little program in there. You'll be able to go on our website and it'll say, have Dave help you build your structure. So what that will be is you'll get, you know, you'll have all the video footage, but then you'll also be able to connect with me. I'll give you a certain amount of hours in there that I feel will be plenty to do your structure. Granted, if you do it similar to mine, it's going to be it's going to be pretty, you know, predictable of how many hours I think it'll take. I'll probably take 4 or 5 hours with you, 4 or 5 hours with your contractor, your different contractors. I can go over there with, make sure they got it all down. You can feel really safe about it. And you know, I'll be doing it from a distance, remotely. I won't be coming to your site. There is a chance, if you were, you know, really wanted me to come to your site to have a view of it and look at it and get my hands and feel right on it in real time and see your actual property, there's a chance I'll do that. But, you know, right now we're getting probably, you know, 100 inquiries every, you know, couple weeks. We're getting 100 different people that are inquiring about where do they start, what are we doing, boom, boom, you know. So who knows, I might be really hard to be doing that kind of stuff and going to see sites. But for now, you might get lucky. If you really, really want me to come, there's a chance I'll come. But I don't think I really need to. You just need to put all your video footage of your property, get a nice camera, just take your phone and really talk about it and narrate. Okay, this is where I'm thinking of putting the structure over there, and I'm going to have the hill coming down here. Just zoom around, have a look around, send me topographical maps of your property that you can get from your county. Let me have a look at the lay of your land. I want to see a lot of fall. I don't want anything flat where water can stand. It's just gravity is all we're working with. Like, we want it to flow down. We want to be able to get at a higher location, and we want to be able to run some pipes down to a lower location to exit all that water that's going to come and accumulate around the structure. We want to French drain that out and take it away. Okay? So anyway, there's things, you know, little things I'm just adding, and like I said, I'm going to add other videos. Like, I'll probably do one of a French drain system, and most guys that are excavators have done many of those around structures, houses, you name it, they all have it. So anyway, until we meet again, see you in the future. To life.